Land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on ancestral and unceded lands of the Lenape-Hoke, the traditional territory of the Lenni Lenape people. We honor the Lenape people, past, present, and future, and recognize their deep connection to this land, which has endured despite centuries of displacement, erasure, and systemic oppression. We acknowledge the historical and intergenerational trauma inflicted upon the Lenape and other indigenous peoples through colonization, forced removal, and cultural genocide. With humility and respect, we commit to ongoing learning, reflection, and actions that support healing, justice, and indigenous sovereignty. Hello, everyone. So I've decided, since I've taken a break from recording videos, from a business perspective, I've decided to resume recording videos. This time, always with a business perspective, but this time speaking about who I am since I am in this Supermom competition. The link will be below so that you guys can see what the competition is all about and where your support is going. By getting to know me, you will understand why I deserve your vote. And so I am campaigning. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all of my supporters. Without your support, I would not be in the position that I am. Those of you that know me know that I'm deserving of that support. So I am eternally grateful for your support and your vote. To those of you who do not know me, you are going to get to know me. So, who is Karen Lopez-Scott? So, I am a mom of 8 children. I have 5 biological children, and I have 3 bonus children. My bonus children are my stepchildren. They are just as much my kids as my biological kids are. They know that. I love them as if I had given birth to them. And that is a beautiful feeling. I was blessed with additional children than I ever thought I would have. And I proudly raise them as my own because they deserve nothing less. So, 8 children. My husband and I are obviously many nights are we're very tired. We spend our time raising our children. The both of us work outside of the raising children job, right? We have full-time jobs. In addition to that, I was going to school for to finish my master's to get my master's, and my husband was my number one supporter. So I have finished my master's. I have finished my master's in human services, and I could not have done that without my husband's support. So I'm always very grateful for his support. Now, I work as a gender-based violence advocate. That's the simplest way to describe what it is that I do for a living. Now, what is a gender based violence advocate? So, I work with people who have experienced gender based violence. Gender based violence is any violence that someone experiences on the basis of their gender. That is the easiest and simplest explanation for what gender based violence is. Gender based violence in our society can look like domestic violence, it can look like sexual violence, it can look like human trafficking, it can look like stalking, it can look like harassment, it can look like revenge porn, it could look like voyeurism, it could look like serial violence, it can look like childhood sexual abuse, it could look like a lot of different things. And so I work with survivors that have experienced sometimes a combination of all of those things. I have also worked with people who have addictions, or are at various stages of recovery. As a matter of fact, my bachelor's degree is in psychology with a concentration on addictions. And so I've worked with a lot of different people, really exclusively people who have experienced trauma, which is a lot of us. In addition to all of that, I myself am a survivor of gender based violence. I have experienced domestic violence, I have experienced sexual violence. So I am also approaching the work that I do from a survivor's perspective because I am a survivor. Now, the work that I do is integral to who I am. The work that I do is also integral to the type of parent that I am. That means that I'm a parent who is trauma informed. I am a parent who is child centered or human centered. I am a parent who practices motivational interviewing when working or when raising her children or having conversations with her children. You will hear my children in the background. I am a parent who really takes the time to have conversations with her children to ensure that her children feel heard and understood and loved and cherished, and all those things that we need our children to feel as they are embarking on this journey that is life in a society that is quite toxic. I'm also an activist. I have activated in favor of survivor centered approaches. I have activated in favor of ending gender based violence. I have acted in favor of dismantling social oppression, dismantling systemic oppression, and I have worked very hard to really learn how to advocate for my clients in a way that is not only centered on their recovery, but provides them education on systemic oppression. I've also facilitated trainings and workshops on systemic oppression, gender based violence, understanding gender based violence, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, accessibility. That's actually what my business is. My business is facilitating workshops on diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and accessibility in workspaces as a way to support people who work there as well as survivors who work there, and to prevent the further perpetration of gender based violence. So, in my world, everything comes together, and everything has a symbiotic relationship with everything else. So I am not the kind of mom that takes off their hat and puts a different one on. I come as who I am in all of my vulnerability, in all of my skills. I bring all of that to raising my children, and I do so with a lot of pride. That also means that when my children do something that requires correcting, I try to take as a human centered approach while holding them accountable or helping them hold themselves accountable um, to to fix, hopefully, whatever's going on. So that is how my professional experience has complemented my family life. And now some may not understand how how I do what I do. Some may not understand how I can be on call as often as I am to work with survivors who've been recently victimized and have such a large family, and am able to do all these things. And the simplest way that I can put it is that I'm able to do all of these things because I remain true to who I am at all times. I remain um, centered in who I am. I am transparent in who I am. That means that I bring advocacy to my personal life. I bring advocacy to my raising children. I bring advocacy to my professional life. I bring advocacy to all parts of who I am. And so maintaining that transparency and that consistency with who I am has assisted me in seamlessly doing the things that I do. Now, I'm not going to say that it's easy, right? Because having a lot of children also means meeting all of their needs. That means that when children have to go to the doctor, when children have to go to the dentist, when children have to see their mental health professionals, I have children that are neurodivergent as well. Um, Having to meet those needs when children have to go to have additional resources. My children, when they have to have additional resources provided to them, I have to meet those needs. And in doing all of that, I also am a wife, right? So um, I have to give time to my relationship because my relationship deserves it. My husband deserves it, and he gives me time because I deserve it, and he understands that our relationship deserves it. So having a lot of children is definitely not easy. However, what makes it what makes it not as difficult as one would think is having a system, right? Even if it's a fluid system that changes, right? Because rigidity does not promote growth. Sorry, rigidity does not promote growth. Fluidity does. And so being fluid is how we grow as a family and is how my children grow. And teaching them how to be fluid will also teach them how to deal with life and life's challenges as they grow. And so there's a lot of fluidity in our family, but there is some system, right? There are some parameters, some guardrails. And so having that is helpful and assists in all of that we do. And so it is not as hard as we would think that it could be, because there is a system in place, and I do have a knowledge base, and all of that works in my favor. Now, to the most important question: what do I do to stay sane? So I enjoy reading. Um, I enjoy, and I mean like fiction books, romance novels, things that are not necessarily educational. I enjoy traveling with my children a lot of the time. So, traveling is helpful, reading books is helpful, giving time for me is helpful. I enjoy getting my nails done. I enjoy having a pedicure. I enjoy exercising. That is a little bit more difficult because when I come home from work, it's 6 o'clock. By the time dinner is done, showers are done, homework is done, talking to them is done, all of that is done. It's time for bed for everyone in the house, myself included. And so it's harder to exercise as routinely as I would like. However, I also enjoy eating healthy. And so I don't enjoy in having junk food. I don't eat a lot of fast food. I do a lot of mindful eating specifically. Now, I do have some unhealthy habits that I am working through, right? So, because we're human and we're not perfect. And so I am working on channeling my feelings in as healthy way as possible so that I can be the best version of myself, because that is what my children deserve. My children deserve nothing short of me being the best version of myself. So I give myself time. Self care for me includes going to conferences and conventions. Sometimes, most of the time, related to the work that I do, but being in community, being in community with other people who share my values and who share my belief system is an incredible amount of support, because it keeps those feelings of isolation at bay, right? When we feel like we are the only person that feels the way that we do or that believes in what we believe in, that's isolating. And so finding community is very, very heartwarming and feels very good. And so that's me. Let me know if you have any questions, comments in the comment below. In the comment section, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Like, I appreciate getting feedback always and forever. So give me feedback, like button, thumbs up button, all the things. Don't forget, share this video as far and wide. The first round of voting ends for the Supermom competition, ends on April 17th. However, there's a second round starting after that. So stay tuned. I'm going to put the link below so that you can be in the know of where I am in that competition. I'm also going to put my website below so that if you want me to come and talk to your team about issues related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging and accessibility within your workspace, let me know. If you want to talk about those issues, my contact information is below. Thank you so much for watching. It's always humbling when people take the time out of their lives to get to know me. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.